we've been seeing now that the Steelers have started conducting second in-person interviews with multiple candidates now. Man, are you all right over there, bro? You was getting your water, but I didn't know what you were doing. That's just performance surgery, bro. You was focused.
Yeah, I'm out of the water bottle.
Glad that worked out, bro.
Yeah.
Glad that worked out for you. But anywho, some of the candidates that have come in for second in-person interviews are, if you want to take over that, I think you got it right. Yes.
I got it. Louis Riddick, we interviewed him a week ago. Mm-hmm. Doug Whaley, little connection to Moats.
Okay. He'd rock the Zubaz.
Ryan Cowden, Vice President of Player Personnel for the Titans. And Bucks Vice President, I don't know if there's more to that title, but John Spytek. Maybe he's Vice President of something, but that's all I got.
Okay.
Do you want anything else in regards to them?
No, man.
Or are we talking about each candidate?
Yeah, man, just, we'll just briefly.
I'm interested in Whaley because you do have that connection to him.
Yeah. I think it's interesting in this sense that Doug has already been a GM. So he does have experience in this vein. I think in Buffalo, he came up there in 2010, but was named, he was assistant GM and then finally took over as the GM. Was it 2013 season or whatever?
13 from what I saw.
Because I remember it was like a weird transition year where we knew he was going to be the GM, but Buddy Nix was still like the active GM going into that draft, that final season and stuff like that. And then afterwards, they just transitioned him. So it was a weird vibe where, like you said, that's what you said, it was 2013 when it happened. But I remember as 12, seeing him way more around, way more out in the open, doing GM type of things and stuff like that. So in terms of Doug Whaley, I do think that is a positive asset for him. I think that the fact that he already has experience in there. Now, granted, it wasn't the most successful, but you can look at some of the players that he brought in. You talk about Sammy Watkins. You talk about Tre'Davious White. I mean, Matt Milano. He has some guys that have come in. And it's like, these are good players right here. So he can find certain talent. I'll just be interested to see, in the areas where he faltered in Buffalo, has he improved upon those things? Because right now, if I remember correctly, he's serving as the vice president for the XFL. So he's still in, front office type role. So it hasn't been, him just sitting at home. He still is involved in some capacity. So that's the part for me that's interesting, man. But I do like him, though, in the sense of him being from Pittsburgh, obviously him having a familiar relationship with the organization. I think that makes him intriguing. But as that is a positive that he has been here, as it is a positive that he does have experience, it's also a negative in a sense that we've seen him fail as a GM. Whereas when we think of like Louis Riddick, I think it's still more open. It's still more optimistic because we can't point to him and say, well, hey, man, we saw where you were here and it didn't work out. Right now, it's more so just speculation around him. So that's the part where, like I said, just when I'm thinking of those two, just a little bit different from me, man.
Yeah, what's interesting about those teams, now, because you were on one of them for 13, but that's whenever they started building, I guess you could call it the Rex Ryan era.
Yes.
With those defenses. And they brought some pieces in, like trading for LaShawn McCoy. You talked about also drafting Sammy Watkins. I thought their main problem was they just didn't have the franchise quarterback. Because they had teams that were relevant.
Right. I don't want to say it's a reach, because EJ is my dude, but we drafted EJ Manuel.
Did he draft him?
That was 13. That was
if he drafted Manuel, that's bad. That's unforgivable. That was the final year, man. That's bad.
That was the final year.
I'm sorry.
Yep. That was the final year, man.
Oh, that's bad.
Mm-hmm. So it was more so, like I said, just trying to find that quarterback. And it's one of them things, right? But it's one of those things. It's like, man, you never know who that guy is in terms of the reach. That was the same year, I think, when Geno Smith went in the second round. Was it second round? Yeah.
I was probably just a bad quarterback class then.
No, it was.
What? Was it just him?
Just him what?
Geno and EJ?
No, it was. I forgot who else was in that class.
2013?
Pull it up. We got time.
EJ, because if EJ, was Jake Locker in that one too?
He might have been. 2013.
Bro.
Pull it up, bro. It wasn't a strong class.
There was one where Christian Ponder went like in the top 15.
Pull it up, bro.
All right, hold on. 2013.
Yeah, it wasn't a strong class, bro. But we know we needed a quarterback. I think that's why he, did what he did, man.
Okay, hold on. Ready? Okay. Who are you guessing? Do you have any guesses?
Dude, 2013.
EJ Manuel was the first quarterback.
These dudes, yeah. I just remember EJ was our guy.
Okay, I'm not seeing... Holy hell. I'm not seeing another quarterback taken after him. I have to filter by position.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh man, hold on. Scrolling. Let me get to quarterback. A lot of running backs taken. Okay. Yeah, this was bad, dude.
Mm-hmm.
EJ Manuel.
Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Mike Glennon.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Barkley.
Okay. It was not a glamorous class, not at all, man.
You ready for this one? Landry Jones.
Shout out to Landry. Wasn't a glamorous class, not at all, man.
Oh, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
BJ Daniels.
Oh, I forgot about BJ Daniels. Damn.
Ryan Nassib. I don't even know who the hell that is.
Yeah, okay.
Between Mike Glennon and Geno Smith.
Yeah.
The two best quarterbacks.
Yeah, it was not a glamorous class, bro. It was not a glamorous class, man. Yeah.
If he made that pick, that's bad.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that, because I ain't going to go there.
Huh.
I ain't going to go there. I ain't going there.
What?
I was just thinking about that quarterback class and how it was proceeding and stuff like that. That's all.
Come on, dude.
That's why I said I'm not going to go there. I just left it alone, bro. I said I'm not going there. I'm just leaving it
come
alone.
on, dude.
I'm leaving it alone. Yep. I'm leaving it alone.
Stop,
I am leaving
dude.
it alone.
So you're saying you had... You're saying there was...
I'm leaving it alone.
Hold on. I just want... I want to dig deeper.
I don't want to dig deep.
One quarterback drafted in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? The next one was taken second. Then everyone else taken in later rounds. Whereas like this one quarterback taken the first. Everyone else take it third and beyond.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to be that guy.
You know how I said, I bet you... I'll bet you this draft class is better than that one.
There we go. That works. Do
you want to bet?
I'm with you on that. I hope that is the case.
There's no way
I experienced this class. I know what that felt like. I'm hoping, for all of our sake, that this class is better than that class. And EJ's my dude. That's why I don't like to bring it up. I'm like, I can't. EJ, it's not your fault we took you.
That's a bad pick, though. Like,
yeah, but
the first quarterback should have been Geno Smith at that time, from what I remember.
Geno was the one we were more familiar with, but we respected EJ more because he was at Florida State. So I know that was like my thought process when we saw the pick. It was like, all right, well, we know Geno is nice, but one's at West Virginia, one's at Florida State. And this one, Florida State was still good.
Yeah.
So that was why for me, I was like, okay, I'm cool with it. And he was from the crib. But you can't, like, yeah. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not his fault that he was drafted in the first round. If he's taken in the second round, it might be different.
Yeah.
But you could just tell when he got to Buffalo, it was like, bruh, it's going to be different,
Matt Barkley just tanked his career by going back to USC.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been a top 5 pick in that draft in 2012 if he would have came out.
Yeah.
I think that was maybe the Jake Locker one in 2012, if I can remember correctly. But he would have definitely been a top 10 pick.
Yep.
And he went back senior year and kind of like what happened with Sam Howell, actually.
Yeah,
I don't think Sam Howell had a choice, though.
Yeah, I would agree.
He was sophomore to junior. He had to go back. That's just unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
So that's Doug Whaley. I mean, I'm looking at the records of some of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
Rex Ryan was the coach.
Yeah.
9-7 in 2014. I didn't want to count 2013 because he was... Oh, I didn't know that backstory that he was kind of with Buddy Nix. I didn't want to count his first season like against him. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because you weren't able to build the roster up.
Yeah, but he was, like I say, because they did a transition year for him, so he was definitely very involved, man.
9-7 2014, 8-8 2015, 7-9 2016. What I will say is I thought that was the start of like a little Buffalo spark, though.
It was, yeah.
Because
that's when they got
Buffalo
to
was
the playoffs.
kind of irrelevant for the decade before that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably since Jim Kelly. At least like those teams were a little bit interesting with Shady McCoy, Tyrod and stuff.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl
quarterback Tyrod Taylor, you said? That guy?
Come on. Oh, well, I think that's the thing they were meant. They needed a franchise guy.
He was a Pro Bowl quarterback.
If they had Josh Allen, he might still have a job.
Yeah, but that's why you went from a Pro Bowl quarterback to a franchise quarterback. There's a difference, levels to it.
Well, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened. But
Ain't
like
nothing wrong
that's
with
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
Should we actually give him some credit? Like
I would, in a sense, yeah.
Initially, whenever
Actually, no, bro, no.
Didn't resign someone.
When was his last year? Think about when was his last year in Buffalo? Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not saying he drafted Josh Allen.
Oh,
no.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute, now he didn't do that.
No. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But just in terms of building that little spark there, building a foundation, because there's no Josh Allen Bills without at least having something there, right?
And low-key, you not slick either. I heard what you said. Just
What?
Yo, you think you are slick.
Most first Whaley.
I definitely heard what you said. Oh, because he missed out a particular person? Yo, that's what we all Deke. Wow. You have a conversation with guys off the mic and then they just start dropping these little...
Wait, what do you mean? It's on the internet. That has nothing to do with conversations, right?
Oh my God.
You were there. I was putting two and two together. I was putting the puzzle pieces.
You could have been like,
you were there in 2013.
No. But you could have been like, oh, you decided to just leave. Not, oh, he ain't ring you back. See, it's a difference. It's a difference in what you said.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying. I'm putting
how you say it matters.
Here's what I'm saying. Whenever you put two and two together, I know you had your heart in Buffalo. You loved that you were drafted there and everything.
Yes, at that time, yes, that is very accurate.
And then also, I saw you were on the roster in 2013. He became the GM, and then in 2014, you were on the Steelers. So I'm assuming you kind of wanted to go back in Buffalo, at least give it another chance, right? But that wasn't on the table.
You know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. You know, sometimes you might want something and he'll close that door to open up another door.
Exactly.
And this door is way more luxurious, is way more spacious, had a lot more smiles in it. So, yes, you know. But this is a prime example of how I'm able to remove my personal feelings out of the equation and just give my analysis, my thoughts on him as a GM. Nothing, you know.
I think the one thing you could say, he took some chances. I mean, you bring in Rex Ryan, you bring in some of the like Shady McCoy.
Yeah.
They drafted Sammy Watkins. That's not that big of a risk.
The biggest risk though was him trading Kiko Alonso at the time for Shady McCoy, because at the time we looked at Shady and Shady was nice, but we knew number one, he was super expensive. Now this is when I came to Pittsburgh, but Shady was super expensive. Knew already that Shady didn't want to go to Buffalo on top of that. And you were just asking yourself, like, man, how does Shady fit the offense, you know, based on the guys that were already up there? So, in contrast, when you talk about Kiko Alonso, who was like, all world that first year, man, everybody loved him, fan favorite. And it's like, yo, you just trade him? Like, what? But it did work out. Shady was the dude, man. And Shady actually ended up liking it up there, too, man. It's one of the places, bro. It's weird. It's one of the places, man. You think you don't like it until you get there. You're like, you know what? This is actually all right.
He should have told AB.
Chill. He could have.
AB wasn't having any part of it.
AB was like, nope, I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say. Yeah. Shout out to AB, man.
Ryan Cowden, Vice President, Player Personnel for the Titans. Bucks VP, Joan Spytek.
I mean, I like
fine.
these guys
Why
being
not?
in executive roles. Like, I'm all for that, man.
And for the Titans, as much as I rip on the Titans, don't like Tannehill, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The teams that they've built
some nice
over
teams,
these
bro.
past 4 or 5 years to actually be relevant.
Yeah.
Without having like the franchise quarterback. You got to give props for that. And then Bucks Vice President, I don't know if we're talking to this guy if it wasn't for Brady, though. Well, you can say maybe positively. I don't know how much of a role this guy necessarily had, but he was around. They built a roster good enough for Brady to want to go to. I guess you could say that.
And win a ring. Because it's one thing to, you know, just, I'm going to get some of these talented players, but you got to get the talented players that are actually going to work out and actually play and be healthy. And he took the chance on AB.
Evans, Godwin. That's the thing, though. I don't know if they're getting Leonard Fournette if it wasn't for Brady.
Right. And AB's not coming if it wasn't for Brady either.
Right.
But you think about Levante David. You think about
Devin White.
Yeah, Devin White, the LB core. Yeah.
They had
Jason Pierre-Paul.
They had a nice defense. Yeah, cornerbacks were good. Carlton Davis. They drafted Winfield Jr. at safety. Yeah,
That's some dudes.
Yeah, they built a team good enough together that Brady would go there.
Yeah,
and you got to give him credit for that. And you're right, you won a ring. And then Louis Riddick, who is another guy that we talked about and are both high on. We're fine with that. So these 4 guys getting the second interviews, sure. No, I'm interested if we're gonna hear that Conan Hunt gets second interviews. Will we hear that or no?
I wasn't sure, but I thought of it kind of like this though. Malik Willis, Matt Corral, Desmond Ridder versus Kenny Pickett when they were coming out, right? Who were we getting buzz about going to visit, going to interview, eating with, all these other things, right? It was the outside candidates because they already knew Kenny. They already had intimate access to Kenny.
It's a great parallel.
when I think of Omar Khan and Brandon Hunt, I'm like, yeah, I think they know these guys extremely well. I don't think they need to do a ton of, hey, you want to go to dinner tonight, talk about what you could do for the team? Hey, you want to interview again real quick, talk what you. I think these, like, they know those guys. So to me, I do think that, these interviews are very meaningful and impactful, but I think it's more so them continuing to do their due diligence on the outside candidates to just get more comfortable with them. Because yes, you have a familiarity with.
It's a big decision,
right? It's a huge decision. It's not like drafting a quarterback where you could just, I just draft another one.
It wasn't real until now. It wasn't real until now.
Yeah. So the ramifications for this, man, it could be detrimental to the organization without a doubt. But when you think of like Doug Whaley, it's like, okay, you know him, so it's a little bit of a familiarity there. Lewis, I'm sure that they've rubbed shoulders, just sharing a building and stuff like that. And obviously, Lewis doesn't work for Pitt, but him being an alumni, I'm sure they've crossed paths. But outside of that, they really don't know those guys the way that they know B. Hunt and Omar Khan. So I don't anticipate, hearing a lot of, they're interviewing those guys again and again and again, because I just think that they already know who they are. They've seen them develop throughout the years of them being in the organization. They've seen their strengths, their weaknesses, and what they've improved upon. And I just think it's different. But I do like the fact that they still have a legitimate clientele that they're going through in terms of the candidates here, man.
Yeah, you got to assume there's going to be more. Yeah. Because we had, 15 or 16 first interviews? Mm-hmm. We had some Colts guys. There was someone on the Chargers. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll see a couple more.
Yeah, it was a nice little list.
But out of all the guys that they've interviewed, I think we agreed everyone's like pretty qualified. I'd be pumped about any of these dudes, because if they're going to keep going through this process, interviews, second interviews, we already have qualified guys in-house. And whoever we decide upon, like, okay, all right, we did our due diligence. We trust this guy. Well, I'm fine with it, because as long as they're qualified, and all these guys are.
Yeah, I would agree, man.
They're qualified at least to deserve a shot.
I would definitely agree with that, man.
So yeah, we'll see. The search continues.
I feel, bro, we got to be getting an answer soon, though, right?
I guess you have to.
Like, the clock is ticking, bro.
Yeah, maybe one of these guys will sign James Bradberry. First day on the job.
With my first hire, picking up James Bradberry, signing a $12 million a year. Let's go.